Do I love this look? Not really, but regardless, this is not a makeup tutorial. It's just me talking to my friends while I do my makeup. I have actually been loving using the, I don't remember the name of it, but I'll put a photo of it. I bought it in like 2020, and if I have some OGs on here, I did make a video when I bought it. I started using it again for like cleansing my face, and it's just made the world of difference with like my skin texture and stuff to actually have a clean face. I'm just gonna like run through kind of what I've been doing lately for my casual base makeup. I'm not gonna do like a whole foundation-y face base today. I'm just gonna do a like more chillaxed summer vibey face base that I've been doing lately. Plopping some of my primer on there, which is also a sunscreen. I use this one still after all these years. I still use and love it. I might have just put green stuff in my hair. Oh yeah, there it is. This is not a tutorial. So originally what I wanted to talk about today, I was like planning on doing kind of a almost like a life updatey sort of thing, and I was gonna talk about just going through hard shit and stuff that you do in life. And then one of my favorite YouTubers is Lauren Curtis. She's like the first YouTuber I ever started to watch, mainly because of her makeup tutorials, but I love her for so many other things. But you know, that is the primary reason why I started to follow her in the first place. But she uploaded a video where she essentially like, it started out as a house moving vlog, but then it morphed into like just personal like issues like with her family's health and everything. I almost started to invalidate my own problems or feelings, but it's all relative. I'm just gonna use a tinted moisturizer instead of foundation. I think I've shown this one to you guys before. And then I've been spraying my sponge with this Tatcha Luminous Skin Dewy Mist. Whatever it is that people go through, usually you have like a status quo, you know, like where you know that you're in a happy place and like, you know, life is running smoothly and all of that. And then sometimes stuff happens, and that feeling of being, you know, happy and secure in your lifestyle, position, whatever it may be, is knocked off. And that's kind of like what happened for me. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that like I've been kind of talking about just generally like this year was not the best year at all for me. It's probably like emotionally or like mental health state wise, it's been like one of the worst years I've ever had, just because I'm so used to feeling really good mentally and just happy and content, and I always have something that I work towards, and I love working towards stuff. And I would say a comparable year was 2018 when I went through my visa adjustment, but at the same time I was newlywed. I was just like so happy and in love, which obviously I'm still in love, but you know, like the newlyweds feels is just really nice. So I can't really compare it, but like that was also a pretty rough time for me, just because like if you've gone through an adjustment of status in the United States, you know what I'm talking about. Like it's just really hard. You can't travel, you can't work, you can't live essentially, so you're just like sitting there in a waiting room. Not an actual waiting room, but you know what I mean. That is just my casual face base. I've been using the Westman Atelier's Biscuit for my contour. It's like a little bit of a colder color. And I'm just gonna plop a little under my nose and just 2 lines down there. Just a tad for my cheekbones and a little bit on my jawline. I washed my brushes the other day and I need to like fluff them up. So that's what's happening here. But anyway, what was I saying? Right, adjustments, that's right. So what has made this year like just feeling harder than usual is just I haven't really felt happy in my just position in life, I guess. And like work was a lot, and it was like really stressful in the beginning of the year, and my training wasn't really going the way I wanted it to go. And then like when we got Hopper, who we love and adore so much, but you know, having a puppy is really difficult and we were in no way prepared for that. So that kind of just like led to just not only like, you know, routines obviously shifting and things like that, and like prioritization needed to happen and things like that, but not the best time mentally with all of that happening and blah 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 blah. Not really like just a one thing that happened until actually very literally right after I ended my last vlog. Like we're talking just a couple hours after I filmed that outro to that vlog, my company performed a round of layoffs. Nothing, you know, like personal or like any of us did anything wrong. It was just, you know, like unfortunately the nature of the economical climate today. A lot of companies have had to do layoffs of really talented people entering the job market, and unfortunately my company also performed a round of layoffs, and I was part of that. So very unexpectedly I found myself unemployed for the first time in a very long time. I don't really know why I did not do concealer before I did my blush and my contour. Honestly, I have no idea, but just don't follow any vital steps in this process, I guess. This is really just a fun makeup exploration, fun time thing that's happening. So yeah, I was laid off and found myself just unemployed for the first time since the adjustment of status back in 2018. And even then, like as soon as I could work, I already had a job lined up. Like I was ready to go. That time in my life was really hard on me, and I realized just how much I want and need and enjoy working, and I have no desire to not work. I took it quite hard, and it's hard to not take it personally, even though, you know, it's not based on performance or like who you are as a person or anything like that, but it's still hard to not, you know, doubt your talents or like doubt where you are in your profession and all of that. So I took that weekend, that was a Friday that I was laid off, so I took that weekend to just feel my feelings, and then on Sunday I crafted a plan. I can show you guys a screenshot of essentially where I logged my plan, but essentially I used some spreadsheets to just keep track of everything, and I set up daily to-do lists or like daily to-dos. What was important to me was to apply for at least 10 jobs every day, do some sort of learning element, so whether that be like LinkedIn Learning or Coursera or other forms of certificates or classes or something like that pertaining to my industry that I work in. Do that for at least an hour every day, and then I'm just gonna come out and say it. I don't think I've actually formally, you know, announced this on YouTube or anything, but I am trying to write a book, a fiction novel. So I just put as well to write at least 500 words per day on that book. Those were like the must-dos instead of, you know, having normal 8-hour working days. I would just focus on those things, and looking for a job can sometimes feel like a full-time job because there's so many like applications to submit, and like you have to find them first of all, and like as time went on it was harder and harder for me to find qualifying or like jobs that I'm qualified for or interested in to look for. So it was just a very, I guess, interesting time, but I am proud of the way I handled this crisis, and more than that, I'm just incredibly grateful for, you know, my husband's support and like how he reacted. And he has really been my rock throughout this entire situation, and like it would have been so hard to do this alone. Not only, you know, does he know practical United States things that I might not know, just applying for unemployment and all of that, but like he, you know, he has income, and that really helped us just scrape by. And he is an amazing shoulder to cry on and a shoulder to lean on, and just has been my rock throughout this entire thing. And he never stressed me out or panicked. He never made me feel guilty in any way, or like made me feel like I have to hurry up and find a new job. Like, just really thankful for him as a support in my life. All of this transpired in the past 4 weeks, and I actually am starting my new job on Tuesday, because Monday is a holiday. But if everything goes well, I should be starting my new job on Tuesday. Essentially, I was unemployed for around a month. I am like considering the crazy job market right now, like in terms of how many super talented, qualified, amazing human beings are out there unemployed because of like layoffs and stuff. I am just very, very thankful that it happened relatively quickly, that I found something new. I hope they like me, I hope I like them, and I hope everything goes really well. The reason I'm like sharing this much of, you know, my personal life and professional life is just because I don't know who's gonna, you know, like if anyone even cares about this stuff, but I care about it, and I really treasure having these kinds of just moments to look back on. Like whenever I watch old vlogs, you know, like from, for example, when me and my husband moved back to New York, and like having to give up that job that I really, really loved. I really just treasure having those kinds of moments, you know, like just videos and vlogs and stuff to look back at. And I also love being able to actually look at what life was like when I lived there, worked there, whatever it may be. So this is just like truly just my online diary. But what I wanted to kind of, I guess the takeaway message from this ramble is, you know, if you compare my situation to other people's problems or other people's struggles, it's not that deep, you know, like it's not that serious, it's not that crazy. But for me, in my life, with my experiences, you know, like it was something that really just threw my everyday life experience or whatever for a loop. Like I had no idea what to do. If we wouldn't make rent, what would happen? Like what would happen with our pets? Where do we go? Yeah, just like all of those like catastrophic scenarios run through your head when you don't really know what's gonna happen, and you can control what you can control, but you can't, you know, control that much in these kinds of situations. So take home message is just like, how do you handle tough things that happen? How quickly do you spring into action? And I feel like for me, I struck a pretty nice balance, because I did not lose a lot of time wallowing or being sad or angry or whatever the emotions you want to feel are. All of the emotions are valid, and I just took some time to feel what I needed to feel that weekend. So like 1 or 2 days, I just gave myself time and grace to do that, and also just do whatever makes me feel good. I think I had some wine, and I trained hard, and I talked it over, you know, like with my loved ones, and really wanted to just talk about it and get the reassurance, you know, like that it's not my fault and all of that. So yeah, took that time for myself. And then the plan aspect was super important for me, especially as a person who just thrives off of structure and loves to make lists and plans and things like that. It was really important for me to just have something planned every day in terms of a game plan or something to work towards, so that I could feel accomplished at the end of the day when I check off my goals. But that really helped me also just play the numbers game a little bit, because, you know, it's If you apply for 3 jobs, chances are you might not hear back. If you apply for 10 jobs, maybe you'll hear back. So just playing like the numbers game, and obviously applying for things that I am qualified for and would be excited to do. I don't think I applied for a single job that I was like, I don't think I actually would be able to do this or actually would enjoy doing this, which obviously made it harder at towards the tail end when like I had applied for everything I could think of. But anyway, what kind of eye look are we doing today? I kind of feel like doing something neon. No, might just go for some yellow. That sounds fun. So where am I going with all of this? I don't really know. I did not start this video with a plan. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you are in this kind of similar situation, or if you're just going through shit and you don't really know where to begin, making lists with goals could really help you. And they don't have to be big goals. Like mine were not that huge in the grand scheme of things, in terms of, you know, time commitment or like feasibility. That one is also quite important. Like it has to be realistic for you to manage in your day-to-day. And I guess all that is left to say is just take it day by day. If this has happened to you or something similar, or you're going through something that for you is hard, take it day by day. Make a list if that helps you. Set up tiny goals if that helps you. And don't fall into a pit of, you know, self-destruction or self-despair, but don't ignore your feelings either. That was that. Now on to other things, which might be, you know, why you're following me in the first place, is bodybuilding and all of that good stuff. So since my last vlog, which is pretty much to date a month ago, I don't remember how much I was weighing at the time, but right now I'm hovering just below 180s. I'm like 179. I'm currently not actively doing the gut protocol, but like I am kind of phasing out of it. So all I'm doing now is just a couple of supplements and then low FODMAP, but slowly introducing other FODMAP-y things. That's kind of where we're at in terms of FODMAP and diet. And obviously losing weight was a necessary evil throughout this, because we lost some inflammation around the gut and just like cleaned things up with the diet and everything. It kind of just was a byproduct of that. So I started the gut protocol at around, I want to say I was 194 or something, and now I am 179. So lost some weight there. And obviously, you know, I am in off season, so the goal is to gain muscle, which means gaining weight. We're slowly getting there, getting to a place where I can gain qualified muscle, not qualified, quality muscle can be gained, which is great. This week I got a macro bump for all of my leg days, which is 3. I do 3 leg days with focus on glutes for most of them, but one favors some quads and the other one favors some hamstrings, and the third one is just straight glutes. So I got 70 extra carbs for those, which means I'm officially in the 700 carb club. 700? Jesus, no, 300, not 700, which is great. I'm gonna do something crazy, like glittery in the middle here. Let's do like this one. Maybe this one isn't even crazy enough. Maybe I'll do this. I think the problem with these crazy glitters is that there's then so much fallout that I need to clean up, but we are here and we're doing it. Right, not too bad. It's actually so hot in here, so I'm like low-key sweating a little bit, but I'm gonna set this for a little spritz. Eyeliner action, which could just make or break this entire look, and maybe I don't end up posting this video at all. The plan moving forward, obviously I talked about it a little bit in my last video as well, in terms of, you know, what my coach said and all of that. So the goal is to gain more muscle, obviously, without gaining that much more body fat, so that my starting point for prep is a good one. And if you've been here before, you know that I tend to go crazy during my off seasons, and this is the longest off season I've ever had since I started my bodybuilding, competing in wellness in 2020. So I've competed in 2020, 2021, 2022, but now I will not be competing in 2023 and just focusing on building. Yeah, because I really want a really good and improved package for next time I step on stage and truly be competitive in the pro league. And I just, you know, that means I need a lot more muscle, especially my glutes. And I also need to come in more conditioned next time, because for my pro debut I was quite soft, and it had been a really hard prep in terms of, like, you know, my body really fighting me, not wanting to lose any more weight, and I had lost around 50 pounds. So now if I have like a better starting point, even if it ends up being a long prep, chances are, you know, like, hopefully my body won't be as mad at me. And also, now that I've fixed my gut and firing on all cylinders and stuff like that, maybe my body will be more responsive to a caloric deficit. Usually I don't line all around my eyes, but I feel like this yellow look kind of deserves a framed eye. Line on the underside. I'm just gonna smudge this a little bit. I don't really know how I feel about that, but whatever. All right, let's do the inner corner. I think, you know, also when something like this happens, like something unexpected and like life changing in a way, I really just start missing prep so much more, because, you know, I am following macros and like I am logging my foods and I'm doing my trainings, but it's not like the same feeling as when you're in prep and like you're focused on a goal, you're so structured, and like the prep feeling is just something that I really started to miss here. Like during all this chaos, at least prep would be that constant and that like place where I can control things and I can work towards something and all of that fun stuff. And like obviously I'm still working towards something and I'm still, you know, being structured and blah blah blah, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Any bodybuilder out there can probably relate if you love prep. But yeah, so it's been something I've really been craving lately, and like, but that just tells me that when I do hop back on prep, I'm just gonna feel so excited and so ready, because I've been ready now for a really long time. But the plan for now is looking like a December start of prep, maybe. We'll see kind of how the growth starts to look here in the next few weeks, months, whatever. I competed last in September, so this means it would be like over a year off from prepping, from the stage, over a year of growth, which I'm hoping will, you know, give me a much different look on stage. The only thing I'm thinking about is like my upper body, because my upper body in 2021 was, in my opinion, really good for wellness, and like the perfect balance in terms of like the upper body still being there, but it was not overpowering compared to my lower body. And I did not train any upper body in 2022 prep, which means I trained with a slightly smaller upper body, and I'm now training upper body again, but I do really want that 2021 look. I'll see if I can insert some clips so that you guys can see what I mean in terms of what my 2021 upper bod looked like. I wish I could tell you what these lashes are, but I never save the original box because I keep them in my own little storage solution, so I never really know. Lashes are on. I just did like a brownish lip with the KKW Beauty lip pencil and the L'Oreal Toasted Almond lipstick. I don't love it. Yeah, I don't love it. I feel like this look could probably have done without the inner corner line. I think it would have been a much less dramatic look, but like in a good way. But anyway, what was the purpose of this vlog? It was just kind of a catch-up moment for anyone who, you know, has been curious or interested or concerned or like just been following me on Instagram and like seen just me talking about just mental health and just feeling good and all of that good stuff. So this is kind of my long tail version of that. So like things got a little rough, but my plan that I set for myself really helped me get into a better headspace, and just working on my mentality and the way I react to things in general really helped. And just being thankful, being in the moment and all that good stuff that you probably hear everywhere, but it's true. Just like really just understanding that stressing really does not help tomorrow, it just ruins today. That is something that I've been carrying with me a lot, and it's very true. And now hopefully, you know, things are looking up, new job hopefully. And new routines, I'm sure, new normal and everything like that. Thankful for my support system. That includes you guys. Just really happy to have people out there on Instagram and like YouTube and stuff who care or even like a post or whatever it may be. It just feels really nice to have people near and far who care. So that's the end of this weird get ready with me blabbing situation. Next one will probably be a normal vlog, but maybe not normal because I will be probably going through my new normal and my upcoming hopefully new routines in life and things, and maybe like a physique update thrown in there as well, because I know that's fun and I know that's a big reason, you know, why you guys watch my channel is because of the bodybuilding content and all of that. And I do want to be transparent both in on season and in off season in terms of what my physique looks like and what I'm eating and how things are going and blah 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 blah. All right, I fixed it. Do we like it more without the inner corner? I think we do. But anyway,